It all started about a year and a half back when we started receiving applications for our lab. We received over 500 applications, we read screenplays, and then we finally down to our 35, and then finally our 8 finalists, and then started the big work of planning the lab, finding the correct location, finding the right creative advisors, the whole travel, everything, the minutest detail, and it's just gone by like that.
We're at such an exciting stage in the storytelling history of our country. There are fabulous writers and directors who are telling the stories of a growing middle class in India. And these stories, for the first time, are actually making it to the screen. Our quest was to do something for the entire film industry. And by doing so, we knew that Mumbai Mantra itself would gain. This initiative really is totally in line with the vision of the Mahindra Group. It is part and fulfills Mahindra Rise to a great extent. We realize that everything begins with the story. If the story can be helped, then the entire film rests on that pillar and becomes so much better.
The Sundance Institute was founded in 1981 by Robert Redford, along with Michelle Satter, and they wanted to form an organization that supported independent artists outside of the studio system.
There's often a moment where we feel like there's a bubbling of really exciting talent, where there's a partner that's, that is as passionate and committed as we are to supporting independent voice. And that's a moment where we will go out potentially and partner with an organization that can sustain a lab way beyond the time that Sundance will be involved in the lab. And we've really found that with our partners here at Mumbai Mantra.
I don't know that we imagined that we would have 8 projects that were so strong and so completely different and so unique in their challenges and in their strengths. And that gave us different windows into, little windows into this vast country.
When I came to the lab, I didn't come with any specific idea, because I just knew that there are some wonderful people there whose cinema I admire, and everybody has a different way of working, and everybody's cinema is so different.
What it's really about is the story and how you as a writer want to tell the story. There's a tremendous amount that I gained in terms of the specific story that I want to tell.
The fact that I organically realized as I'm getting the feedback like, oh my God, I have a lot of work to do on this and I know what that work is and I need to do it. I didn't expect because I came in, I didn't come in with an early draft. I came in with a draft that I was very pleased about.
Every writer that came on was really a building block towards constructing a productive feedback. I thought 6 writers giving all different opinions, I'm going to go confused out of here, but they were so coordinated and so well thought about.
What was really good for me was that the amount of work that had been done by the advisors on my script was amazing. But yeah, I'm excited about going back and working on the script.
Not for a single moment I felt that they were out of touch or out of sync with what exactly I wanted to say. In fact, they helped me find the real reason why I wanted to tell the story.
Jose Rivera, he said your screenplay should cast a spell that you know that your screenplay is done if when you go back and you reread it, that you remain in that spell. That's when you know that you've got something. I feel like these gems are being thrown around every few minutes.
Once you're with a group of people who are so experienced and creative, and you go through them and hear their processes, then you realize that, actually it's all the suffering of the writing that you're going through, actually it's a process, and that's the job.
If I were to just, put it in one single statement, I would say that I've finally found my closing image. And that's a big thing, because the minute you know your closing image, you pretty much know your entire film. It's just a question of working out the details.
The hope is, after 6 meetings from 6 very different points of view, they will come out of it with a clarity around the ideas that they want to pursue in the next draft, that their vision will be strengthened as a result of this process, and that this is a part of the development, the further development of a project.
They're going to get 6 different perspectives from totally unique, different artists from all over the world, from India, from the US, from England, from Brazil, from Mexico. And it's for the filmmaker and the fellow to really distill what works for them and what doesn't. And we pay them the compliment of thinking that they're strong enough to withstand anything they don't like.
The advisors get together in the morning and we talk about how the meetings were, you know, with the fellows the day before. Everybody comes to it with a slightly different point of view, but the whole aim is to be constructive, to help the writer find what they're actually trying to say.
You have to read 4 or 5 or 6 screenplays, and then you have to discuss them every day among the advisors, and then have the meetings, and then if you think the meeting was good, you feel good, you feel invigorated that you were able to help other people.
To be here as an advisor has been an amazing kind of eye-opening experience just to listen to the other advisors and how amazing they are with their stories and how they look at a script and how they decipher it and find creative ways to move it on.
I think it's my privilege to be here. I think the exchange of ideas is as good for the advisors as it is for the fellows. When we exchange ideas, we both grow.
It's about teaching them how to revise, teaching them how to ask the questions. It's about guiding them towards the hidden flaws and therefore the hidden potential that their scripts have.
As an advisor, we're so careful, I think, about, making sure we really know the fellows' scripts inside and out. It's a big responsibility, but also an enormous amount of fun.
I get more out of Sundance than Sundance gets out of me, I'm sure. I feel like the opportunity to come and work with these young filmmakers, to learn from them, to reconnect with the passion and the fervor that I had when I started out restores me.
I was talking to one filmmaker today and I was saying, how many people in India are there? And he said, over 1 billion. I said, how many do you think have your story? He said, none. I was like, well, that's pretty good.
Each of the unique screenplays in this lab get influenced by the other unique screenplays in this lab. They sort of cross-pollinate each other, and on a really good day, all of the scripts here are elevated, not simply by what we bring to the picture, but by what they learn from the contact with the other filmmakers here.
I think that each culture can be enriched by the vision of other culture. I don't think that we are not going to break anything into pieces, and if we break it, the better.
Do you understand the character, for instance? Is there a journey? Are you going deep enough? Are you protecting the character? Or are they really allowed to make mistakes and feel pain?
If I had the courage, I would come back as a writer next time and ask the very same people who are mentors to mentor my script. I would love to be subjected to some of the very, very aggressive mentors forcing me to relook at my own scripts and effectively forcing me to examine myself.
The Indian screenplays are full of plot twists and characters and dramatic things that happen, and I love it because it's so much easier to write from a place where we already understand the roller coaster ride of the story.
A really great opportunity to find a kind of communal spirit among filmmakers from different countries, and that's always a gift.
My hope would be that India, in addition to having the world's largest film industry, would also have the world's most inspirational film industry.
What an amazing opportunity to come here and be with, with the next generation of storytellers and understand what is important to the Indian culture right now. Our hope is that many of these movies will get made and will reach audiences first in India and then possibly around the world.
The environment itself has played a phenomenal role. Just being here by the lake with one advisor, one fellow, sitting peacefully on the deck and being able to collaborate is just such a heady feeling. It has been further enhanced by the impeccable hospitality of Club Mahindra, who have just pampered all of us beyond belief, and we are just so grateful to them. It is just an A-team who have looked at every possible thought that a fellow or an advisor or a team member would have and has fulfilled it.
If we're doing a lab in a city, it allows people to be distracted by their everyday life. Being in a more remote location allows everybody to leave that behind, which is important to the creative process that's going on here.
Thank you so much, Club Mahindra. And thank you, TI Group, because you are fellow travelers with us in this journey. Without your generous support, this wouldn't have been possible.
Well, I was very happy to have my birthday here in India.
I think I had imagined it to be a little more formal, but it's turned out to be so informal, so casual. So I think it's been a phenomenal experience, an incredible journey.
Hero,